Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So today's video kind of talked about about a week and a half ago, and then I just haven't had a chance to film it, but I am finally going to go ahead and do it today. And that was that we're going to be talking about the two NARS, the part of the NARS Orgasm Collection, the two cream blushes, but it's not really called a cream blush, it's called the Multiple. So I'm going to review these two today. I did get them in both shades and talk a little bit about the product, but then also compare it to other cream blushes that I have, because it is actually fairly different than other cream blushes, at least that I own. So I want to do some swatches, some comparisons, and let's get to it. Okay, so as I explained in my other video, this is part of the spring 2023 NARS Orgasm Collection. I did go ahead and review the palette as well, the 9-pan palette, as well as the blush palette as well. Those are in a separate video. I'll put a link up here. But I did want to do a separate review for these products because they're just different. And honestly, I had never heard of them before. I'd never seen really anybody do videos on them before. And it turns out this is actually a pre-existing product. I didn't know, but one of the shades is a repeat or a re-promote, just in special packaging. And then the other one is a brand new shade. So the first up is the, so here is the boxes. Okay, so first up here is the boxes, really pretty pink packaging. And then the actual containers are also pink packaging as well. And the shades are the famous Orgasm, and then the other one is the Orgasm Rush. So on their website, it states a limited edition take on NARS iconic innovation, swipe on seduction with the Multiple. Now available in a soft pink case, blend in best-selling peachy pink shade Orgasm, or add warmth with new bronze rose Orgasm Rush. Mistake-proof cream to powder formula glides effortlessly on eyes, cheeks, lips, and body to impart a sheer natural finish with a lightweight feel. So these run $38. They're 14 grams. Now these are listed as limited edition. However, the Orgasm shade is available in the regular packaging, same price. The Orgasm Rush is not. So I don't know if they're going to be adding it, but right now this one looks to be, the shade seems to be limited edition. So, but let's go ahead, and what I want to do first is we'll do some swatches on my wrist and then try them on each cheek, and well as then I'm going to do some swatches with some other cream blushes that I own and kind of do some comparisons. It's actually very different than anything else I own, but let's get to it. Okay, so first up, you'll see the Orgasm shade. It's very, very sheer. This is what it looks like in the package, and we'll just go ahead and swipe it down. So as you can see, it's fairly sheer. It's not a very opaque formula. And then next up is going to be the Orgasm Rush, and you can see this one is definitely, it's called a rosy bronze, and that is exactly what it is. So we'll go ahead and swatch this one right next to the original. And as you can see, this one definitely has a more bronzy feel. So a little bit more opaque. This one's very sheer, but that is the comparison between the two. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the Orgasm shade, and I am gonna apply it straight on the cheek. And as you can see, it's fairly sheer, so it goes on pretty easily, and you're really not gonna over apply this one, but you can layer. And it is really pretty. This one I like because I feel like it's kind of not idiot proof, but beginner proof, because it's really easy to blend. You just kind of soften the edges and there it's done. Very, very subtle. This is, I mean, for some people, it could even be a highlighter. This would be something that I would probably layer with the powder Orgasm shade, or if I was doing a very smoky eye look, this would be what I would wear. But I think it's really pretty. It's just not, it's a little pale for me. I think I'm going to get more use out of this one. But again, this is something I'll definitely keep. I love the Orgasm shade. Plus it's great for layering, but I also think it's good for when I have those smoky eyes and I need something just kind of very subtle on my cheeks. And now we're gonna go in with the Orgasm Rush, and I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna go a little bit light-handed on this one because this shade particularly is a little bit more opaque. So again, I'm putting it on and then just going to blend it out with my fingers, soften the edges, and very, very easy. The one thing I like, and I love this shade, I absolutely love this shade. It is so pretty. The one thing I like about these is they're great on the go. Like, I love my Nudestix and my other ones, but you need a brush or you need a sponge. This you really don't. You can literally just put this on and then blend with your fingers. So really, really easy on that. Now, I did try them. I did play around with them a little bit. I put them on my lips and I put them on my eyes. It's okay. It's not my favorite. It's a little drying for me. I didn't really care for it. The eyes is okay. Didn't really like it on the lips, and this is not something I'm really gonna put on my eyes. So, which is fine. I think if you like it, and I've definitely done that, and especially in a pinch, but it's not something I'm going to use this for. I could see it, but on the lips, to me, it's a little drying, and I like matte lipsticks, so it wasn't my favorite there. But do I like these? Yeah, I do. Do I like these more than my Nudestix? No, but they're different. They're very, very different. So that's what I'm gonna do some now. I'm gonna do some comparisons, but you know, kind of show you the different shades, but then also the different formulas, both drugstore and higher end. So I think these are great, but I don't think they're necessary. I think if you really love the Orgasm, really original shade, then maybe pick up this one. Or if you really like this shade, I think this is a beautiful shade. This one's limited edition. This one, I would say of the two, I like the Orgasm Rush the most. So let's go ahead and do some swatch comparisons to some other products. Okay, so I went ahead and touched my makeup up and put on, kind of evened it out a little bit. And I have to say, one, I love that it dries down to a powder, totally dries down. It doesn't feel like it's going to wipe off like a lot of cream blushes do, but also they complement each other. So what I did is I just went in with the Rush, and then I went in on top, kind of on the high cheekbones with the Orgasm shade, and it looks really nice. It's almost like a blush topper. So while it's very expensive if you do that, but they do complement each other. So I did really like how that looked, and that might be how I use them. So kind of what I'm going to compare them to, I'm going to compare them to other stick blushes formats, because I'm kind of comparing the formulas, not necessarily trying to find dupe shades, but the formulas. So we have the Multiple from NARS, and then I have the one from M Cosmetics. This is the So Soft blush, I believe. I have the shade Venetian Rose, so I'll compare that formula. Then I have the Flush Balms from Merit Beauty, which I love. These are probably the most similar. I think these are the most similar, except that these don't dry down like to a powder. So these give more of a dewy finish, but very similar and very similar look on the skin. And then I have this little one from Milk Makeup that I got in a trial. So this is the Perk Lip Cheek and lip and cheek. So I think it's called Perk, and that's the shade that I have. And then I also have two Nudestix. So I have two Nudestix. One is the Nudies in the nude. This is the matte shade. And then I have one of the dewy colors, and this is the Sweet Peony Peach. So again, not comparing the shades per se. In the nude is very similar to the Orgasm Rush shade. So kind of if you wanted more of a matte shade, you like the shade, but you don't want more of a shiny finish, you want something more matte, this might be an alternative. So I'm going to go through that, but those are the ones that I'm going to be comparing for the higher end. So let's go ahead and start the swatches. Okay, so starting with the NARS Multiple, we're going to start with the original Orgasm shade. So as you can see, it's pretty sheer. Next up is the Orgasm Rush. Next, we're gonna go in with Merit Beauty. This is the Flush Balm in Cheeky, so it's kind of pink. Merit Beauty again, and this is Beverly Hills. So as you can see, this one's very sheer. It's very similar to that, but again, it's not going to dry down like the Multiple. Next up is from M Cosmetics. So as you can see, this is more of a cream blush that you're gonna have to blend out. This is the one from Milk Makeup. So very similar. And again, this is also a lip and cheek. This is the Nudestix Dewy in Sweet Peony. Kind of ran those two together, but you can kind of get the gist. And then this is in the nude. This is the matte one. So as you can see, it's very similar in shade to the Orgasm Rush, but it's going to give you definitely a different finish. It's more opaque and it's matte as well. So those are the different comparisons for higher end formulas. Okay, I actually just realized that I had two others to compare it to. It's actually just one formula, but two different colors. So I have the two from the Go Kits, On The Go Kits from Charlotte Tilbury that came out last year. I love these, but I love these for on the go. I love these for on vacation, specifically when I'm on a cruise, because they kind of have everything in the kit. So I have two shades. I have Golden Glow and Date Night. So I went ahead, this is Orgasm Rush. This is going to be Golden Glow. So this one is definitely more peachy, and then this is going to be Date Night. So again, these are probably similar more to the Nudestix formula than this. This is completely different, and obviously just kind of a different type of comparison, different type of product, different, just different everything. So this is probably more comparable to the Nudestix than the NARS Multiple. Okay, so now we're going to compare them to some blush sticks formulas that I have in Drugstore. I actually have a couple comparisons. Mainly I have these for a video that I'm working on Pillow Talk, Pinkgasm dupes is what I'm working on. So that's why I have some of these, but I thought this was a good time to do some comparisons, because if you can find something that's cheaper, that's not $38 and you can get at the drugstore, even better. So the ones I have is, first off, I have the Revlon Insta-Blush. This is probably going to be more of a comparison to the Nudestix or the Charlotte Tilbury that I just saw. But then I have LA Girl, the Velvet Blush, and this is, let's see what I shade. I think it's Glimmer. So this is the Glimmer shade. And then I have the one from Wet n Wild. So this is a very popular one. It's a popular dupe for Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm. This is Peach Bum, I think Peach Bums, okay? Peach Bums. And again, and this is very, very similar. So I did do it. Again, these don't dry down. None of the other ones dry down to a powder. They stay more of a cream, but you could powder it and let it set. So you would have to set it, where the NARS kind of sets on its own. However, these are like $4, whereas the NARS is $38. So let's go ahead and do the swatches. Okay, so here we have the Orgasm Rush. We're going to start with the Wet n Wild, because I think this is the most similar. And this is the Peach Bums shade. So as you can see, very, very similar, definitely more pinky and definitely more opaque. Then we have the other shade in Wet n Wild, and this is the Hustle and Glow. So this is definitely more peach, more orangey. Next up is the one from LA Girl, and this is called Glimmer. Now, this is probably very similar to this. I think if you were looking for a dupe, now you do kind of have to work at it to get the color, but it's pretty close. It is a pretty close dupe. And yeah, I mean, it's a pretty close dupe. Obviously a little bit subtle, but very close. Definitely creamier, isn't gonna dry down, but very, very close. Finally, we have the Revlon. This is the Candy Kiss. And actually, this is probably closer in formula than I expected. Definitely more sheer, not as opaque as some of the other ones. And then the last shade is Berry Kiss. So yeah, these are actually closer in formula than I expected. So there you have it. So honestly, let's see. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see here. Yeah, this one's definitely a little bit pinkier, but again, very similar. Now there's nothing like the Orgasm Rush. I don't have any shades. This one, you could probably mix it and maybe get it. And there's probably a lot of shades that have it, but there's actually, I feel like, more dupes in the drugstore side than there were on the higher end side. Again, now all of these, I'm feeling them, they're all pretty creamy. They're gonna, they're gonna blend, but again, the LA Girl is like $4. So is the Wet n Wild. So, and I think these might have been, they're under $10. And I think if I got these, the reason why I got two is because it was like buy one, get one 50% off. So at Walgreens. Yeah, I think, you know, you definitely have some options if you wanted to go the drugstore route. Okay, so let's talk about my final thoughts. So I really like these. I think they're great. They're just very expensive. And as you can see with some of the drugstore versions, I think you can get a similar look with, even if you wanted to go a higher end, the Merit Beauty runs, these are 9 grams, but they're $28. And the Milk, I mean, this is a little tiny one. This was pretty similar as well. Obviously different type of shade. And the Merit Beauty just came out with some new shades as well. They came out with 4 new shades. They have quite a few shades. These are my favorite, Cheeky and Beverly Hills. So you could get a similar look with these. Now, oops, there goes that one. But now again, these dry down. I think they give a nice glow to the skin. I love the packaging. I don't really like pink, but I love this packaging. So I think they're great. I don't think they're worth the price tag. If you were to get them on sale, which NARS does have good sales sometimes, then I think that might be worth it. I do recommend the Orgasm Rush shade. I do recommend the Orgasm Rush shade over the other one, the original. So, but again, I think they're really good. I don't think they're worth the money, but if you wait for a sale, but if you get them, you're not going to regret it. They're not a bad product. But if you wanted to do a dupe, go for the Merit, go for the LA Girl or the Elegant Glimmer or the Wet n Wild Peach Bums. Very, very similar shade. Or even the Revlon. The Revlon, it's Berry Kiss and Candy Kiss. I don't even know how many shades these come in. I only had these 2 shades at my Walgreens, but I thought these were all pretty good options, especially for, you know, being such less expensive. So that's it. Probably not the biggest, you know, recommendation for NARS. I think they're a good product, but I don't necessarily think they are a must-have. So with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.